All right, what's up and welcome. This is Paige and today is my mukbang. I got a little mashed potatoes from Popeyes, some fried chicken, and got a little something to drink, Mountain Explosion. I love this stuff. This stuff is amazing. And of course, big glass of ice, nice and dripping and wetty. Nice and dripping and ready. All right, so I found something on here that I like, and I know I can do this. So let's get into it. Now, usually I see that a lot of people, they start off by talking about themselves. Well, good thing about me is I've done everything and been everywhere. Let me tell you something. I can just eat a bowl of chicken alone. Now this is Popeyes. These are breast wings. And I was gonna do this with my wife. You're gonna meet her probably soon, but she's not gonna be a part of these first ones that I'm doing because we just had a baby, so she's trying to get it back together. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, welcome. And sit down and let's eat. Now, today was a pretty interesting day for me. Last night, the baby, we have a month-and-a-half-old baby. His name is Chase. And he was breathing funny, so we were up all night. I got to watching YouTube, excuse me, and started seeing people eating. It was like, people are eating on YouTube. Hey, I know how to eat, and I definitely know how to talk. So we can get into this, because typically I do music stuff on here, but I am like, you know, I'm in that 100 percentile of people who can eat. Okay, the 100 percentile, because I can put some food away. And I just love trying out new things. But of course, these are not new things here. These basic things, you know, fried chicken. And I was asking like my son if he wanted to do it with me, but he's like, I can't do that. I can't eat that much. Bread is just fine, because I'm gonna have a good time. Now, because this is July, this is the anniversary of my mother's passing away, and it's interesting about this month because this is the month where when my mom did pass away, I ended up moving out on my own after she passed away. And a good friend of mine, I won't mention her name, Candy, she had this house that she bought, and I was living in New Orleans at the time, and if you know anything about New Orleans, some spooky houses. And I'm staying in this house, and every night, I just hear stuff. Doors squeaking, creaking and stuff, and I'm like, I wonder what that is. And lo and behold, the person who's living upstairs was like, oh yeah, people died in here. No, like, well, people died everywhere, so it's no big deal to me. When you're from New Orleans, you know, somebody died everywhere. But this cat was like, no, you know, like people died in here 8 months before we moved in. You know, it was like 8 months, you know, it was like this was a drug house. Like, oh, all right, so recent. It's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, where you died at? He's like, oh, in your apartment. Okay. Just about where you lay down at. Well, the first thing I was like, how do you know where I lay down at? The other thing is, Why would you tell me that? Because every night I'm in there and I just hear something. I just feel something touching me, or not touching me as much as you know, like this, putting hands on me, but touching me like, you know, like that. Not, you know, not so much just like that. And at this time I'm like, well, I believe in God, and I know that nothing's gonna get me. So I'm just constantly gonna sleep in there. And one night I'm laying down on my futon because I didn't have a bed or anything. I mean, I had to really get out of my family home because I was, you know, off at the door. So I just had like my clothes, air conditioner, and my futon. And I mean, just out of the blue, I'm laying down, and I don't know how it happened, but I felt like something grabbed me and like put me in a position where I felt paralyzed. And I'm like, and it was like that for a little while. I go to work, and a friend of mine was like, you know, he's into that, you know, that stuff. And he was like, oh yeah, well that was probably just night terrors. You know, sometimes you wake up, but your body and everything isn't fully awake. So you feel like you're paralyzed. So there's nothing to that, you know. Just lay there and go through it like I did. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. A couple nights go by, nothing. Then all of a sudden, 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Camera went down. But anyway, like I was saying, hold on 1 second. I haven't had mashed potatoes in a while. So I'm laying down in the bed, and then it happens again. But this time, like as I'm kind of looking, and I see a silhouette of a woman, a voluptuous woman, you know, boobs, round ass, curvy. And I'm like, what the hell? And she's on me, just on me. And I'm like, I'm here paralyzed. I can't do anything. And I go and I'm talking to my boy because I was working at the studio at the time too. And my boy, B, I'm not gonna say his name, but he was telling me that the witch was riding my back. There's so many things in New Orleans where people tell you what, you know, when spooky shit happened to you. And I'm like, the witch riding my back? They're like, yeah, when you swear a lot. I'm like, everybody swears. So that can't be a real thing. It's my daughter. Alright, Daddy's making a video. Alright, let me show back. Alright. Alright. See you in a minute. Close the door. That's my baby girl. She likes chicken too. But in New Orleans, everybody has a reason, you know, a real good explanation for if something spooky happens to you. It's getting a little hot in here because I had to turn the air conditioner off to shoot this. I don't know how many pieces of this chicken I'm gonna eat, but I'll tell you something. This is amazing. So the witch is riding my back. Night terrors. Witch riding my back. I got night terrors. Somebody died in there. All of these things getting together, but nobody's telling me how to stop it from happening. And then one of my partners was telling me whatever's going on can follow you to your next place. So now I'm stuck here. I gotta stay here 6 months because I gotta get this over with. And I can't do this like a movie where, you know, you have people come by with all that stuff and everything, but I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna not sleep here. I'm just gonna go home. Well, not home, but I'm just gonna sleep at my job. So I started sleeping at the job, and lo and behold, the same thing was happening. It had really followed me to my job, so I find that it was with me. I was being followed by a ghost. I was telling my sister, who's, you know, now she's passed on, but I was telling her, I'm like, I'm being followed by a ghost. I'm losing my mind here. And she was like, why don't you go to the library and read something on that? I'm like, all right, I'll do that. And another one of our family members, my cousin, she was like, you might want to read on binding spells. Then another one of my partners at the recording studio was like, you don't want to fuck with that because if you start fucking with that, the big thing that happened is you open up a door. And I'm like, look man, I'm just trying to go to sleep and I don't want this all over me. So my boy Johnson is like, well, go and read this book. I'm not going to say the name of the book. I'm like, go and read this book, and there's going to be a spell in here, and you can use that and bind whatever it is and stop it. But before I went reading books, I went, you know, to church and talked to my preacher, and he was like, you know, call it out in the name of Jesus. So I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to call it out in the name of Jesus. And I'm not going to go to the library and read this binding spell. So I went home, laid down, you know, took my shower, cooked my food, and lay down. And, you know, going in and out of sleep, but I'm not really going, you know, it's kind of like Friday the 13th. I mean, what is that? Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm just kind of going in and out of sleep. All of a sudden, it happens. I'm full on in this situation where whatever this is got me like in I guess night paralysis or something like that. Sleep paralysis. This is really good. So I'm in full on sleep paralysis and I'm doing what my preacher said. Jesus. So as best as I can get it out, I'm saying Jesus. I say Jesus and the thing lets go. Alright, so it's like, okay, I got something that works. I got something that works. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go to sleep tonight. And then tomorrow when I wake up, I'm just going to get some Bibles. And I'm going to sleep with the Bible under my pillow. And some crucifixes. I'm going to get a few things. And I'm going to be fine. Not so much. A week goes by. Nothing. A couple more days go by. Nothing. I get home. I'm feeling cocky. I'm going to sleep. Not, you know, I didn't go to sleep. I didn't pray. I just kind of laid down. All of a sudden, once again, I'm stuck, and I can see the woman with the sexy body. But it's like a heavier set woman, but you know, she's curvy. You know, full breasts, full hips, full butt, everything. And she's walking toward me. And I don't know if I'm in a dream state or if this is really going on, but she got on me and now I am being held down. Like, I'm like this. And it's not happening. I'm held down like that for about 20 minutes or so. I'm worn out. I'm tired. I don't smoke. But like in my mind, I have an imaginary cigarette and I'm just kind of puffing, chain smoking in my dreams. Because this is wearing me out. I had more shit to deal with because my mom just died. I haven't had a chance to grieve that. And then this shit is happening. So, I get up, because whatever it is, it let me go. I get up and I realize I paid my lease, I paid my rent, so I can't leave because that's money lost. So, I'm like, alright, I'm just going to go home and do the prayer. I'm going to, you know, put my Bible down, put it under my head and all the crucifixes, and I'm going to sit up all night and watch TV. Well, I did that for 3 nights. And I ain't gonna lie to you. On the 3rd night, I'm in and out of sleeping. I'm intermittent sleeping. And whatever it is that wants me, obviously it's been waiting for me to slip. It's been waiting on me. I ain't even lie. That night was terrible because I must have fell asleep around 3:33. And it had to be 3:33 because when I was looking over, I see the naked woman, well, the curvy woman, because I don't know if she's naked or not, because it's a black silhouette. You know, it's like if light is behind somebody, you can't really see their face. It's like it's a dark silhouette. And all I can see is my time clock, and it's, you know, it's like 3:33. And I come to find out that that's the witching hour. And I'm like, this is going on. And this night, whatever this lady wanted, or this entity wanted, it held me down, and I for what felt like an hour, and I'm just like this. So, my camera went out again. I gotta find out what's wrong with that. So, I'm researching on the internet, and I'm like, the internet shows you like these demon-looking things sitting on your back, or, you know, the shadow man. And I'm not seeing what I'm, you know, the shadow man, no man is coming in the room. It's not a shadow man, it's not an imp. None of that. It's a woman. It's a curvaceous woman coming in the room. And I don't know if she's getting on me or if she's just touching me or, you know, but I'm being, you know, paralyzed in my sleep. So I finally give in, and I listen to my friend Johnson, who tells me to go and read this book and learn this one thing. I'm asking him again, well, why? How would you know? And he's like, well, something like that happened to me. I'm like, well, goddamn, why didn't you fucking tell me? I would have listened to you first off if something happened to you and you did this and it worked out for you. So I go and read the book. And I go to the page where it says to go to. And I read the thing that it tells you to do. So I'm going to sleep. I know that ain't gonna work because, you know, if Jesus didn't work out too much, I know this ain't gonna work. I go home. There's 3 days in a row. I don't do anything. I don't go to sleep. And I'm watching TV. Got all the lights on. Because whatever it is, I'm going to see it this time. I'm just not going to have the lights out. And, you know, I'm the worst person to be sleeping with the lights on because, I like cover and I like the lights out. At best, a little phone action with the clock on it or something like that. Well, I went to sleep on the fourth night or something. It's around 3:33. Just every night at 3 something crazy is going on. It got to the point at one point, before I go any deeper in this, one point I wouldn't even come home until after 4. And then this night I was like, you know what, hell with this. I'm tired of hanging out till about 4 every morning because I still have to get up and go to work. Alright? So I get home. I'm trying to stay up. I'm taking my shower, eating my food, and I'm trying to stay up. So I got my guitar in my hand. I'm playing my guitar. I'm like, whatever it is, maybe it won't fuck with me if I have my guitar in my hand. I'm surrounding myself. I got the Bible here. I got my crucifix over here. I got the Bible under my pillow. I got my Jesus Saves t-shirt on. I done sketched Jesus on my arm with with Sharpie. You know, I'm like, I've written stuff all in my genital area, like I'm not for ghosts. And I'm worn out. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. And I just want to go to sleep. I want to wake up and everything be cool. I don't want to, go through the whole sexy woman in my dream. In my room, dead girl, whatever the hell. So I go to sleep, and literally nothing happened. Nothing happened. So I'm thinking, all right, maybe whatever it was, because I know it sounded like you're in this kind of this scary movie, and you're the silly white dude or the silly white chick, and I'm like, no. I'm telling you, I spent my money, and I can understand those movies now where you spent your money. It's like I cannot leave here because something is fucked up. I gotta, I can't just go. I can't, get out and go. I was like, I can't just go. I have to, I have to ride through this because I've spent my money. I got 6 months here. I need to stay because this is all I have. Well, That night, nothing happened. I had all the Jesus stuff written on me. And the next night, I'm not lazy. I read that little thing from that book, the binding spell book, and I have that in my head, and I've kind of rehearsed it. And the only reason why I didn't want to use that is because when you live in New Orleans and you listen to everybody, there's voodoo, there's hoodoo, there's all kinds of crazy shit, vampires, people. There's shit going on in New Orleans, and you don't kind of want to get into that shit and be a part of it because one thing always leads to another thing. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I didn't want to do that. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so tonight I'm just going to do everything I did the night before. I got 5 of those Jesus Save shirts from the French Quarter. I've written Jesus on my arm. I've written not for ghosts down here. I got Jesus written under my foot. I got God's property on one leg and God's child on the other leg. And shit, I've written stuff all over me. Okay? And I'm feeling like, look, tonight I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm not gonna deal with this bullshit. I'm gonna go to sleep. And I'm just gonna, this is not gonna be me. Because that's the thing you do when you're going through that kind of crazy shit. I've talked to people, and for as much as people telling me good shit, they're also giving me the look like, you ain't living right. And I mean hardcore people who do voodoos and shit like that, like, you ain't living right. And that night I went to sleep. So, cut to the chase. I went to sleep. I woke up at 3 o'clock, and I'm just up, nothing big. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna go take a piss, and then I'm gonna come back and lay down. Cause literally, my futon was one of those little ones I guess they make for the kids now. It looks like a chair, but it's on the floor. It's like a ready-made floor mat, basically. And it's about this thick. When you lay it all out, it's 3 phases, and one phase looks like the top of it, where you put your head, looks like a pillow, and then there's a 4 by 4 for body here, and then at the foot is a little different. It's like 2 by 4, 2 feet by 4, so that you can lay down and kind of feel comfortable. I get on that thing, I go to sleep, and I feel something behind me. I look back and it's not a person. It's not a scary thing either. It's not like, it's like whatever it is has gotten comfortable behind me, like somebody who likes you. That night it was okay, because it was like a girl laying next to me, behind me, spooning me. So I'm like, all right, this is cool. We can be friends with each other. All right, this is cool. I got all my shit written on me. The next day I go over and my boy Donatus is like, what happened, man? I'm like, nothing. Everything's good. Everything seems to be good. Whatever it is, slept with me in the bed. Didn't shock me or paralyze me. Just slept with me. And he's like, that's the wrong fucking thing to be doing. Don't fucking let, whatever that is, don't fucking let that thing get comfortable with you. It's gonna stick with you. And I'm like, no, it's cool. It's cool. It's fucking cool. Well, I go to sleep the next night, and that's that day. I get back home, I go to sleep, and then same thing happens again. Donatus asked me again. He's like, what's up? I'm like, nothing. Wherever it is, slept next to me, and I went to sleep. I felt like it was probably my mother. He's like, that's not your mother. Your mother is going where she was going. She was a good church woman. This is an entity, and it's gonna fuck with you hard. It's fucking with you. No, ain't shit fucking with me. This is cool. This is fucking cool. Well, doctor comes by. He's hanging with me. And I'm like, alright, well, I'll see you later, man. I'm like, okay, cool. That night, I guess it didn't like Dante's presence. That thing was sleeping behind me and I felt comfortable. And then all of a sudden, I was fucking paralyzed from about 2:22 to about fucking 4:44. 2 fucking hours. I was just down like I get the fuck, as soon as it lets me go, I get the fuck out. I fucking get the fuck out of there. I don't go back home for another fucking month. Fucking my fucking boy comes over there. He knows I ain't into this whole voodoo thing. But the motherfucker leaves brick dust at my door. He leaves brick dust at my door, and I only found that out after Candy's like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is. She's like, that's brick dust, and I'm not fucking with that. I don't know what the fuck you doing in here, but I'm not, whatever the fuck you doing, I'm not into this. And I'm like, look, I'm not fucking into this shit either, but something is fucking with me at night. She's like, yeah, well, you and that shit stay over there. So I'm not fucking with that. She came in, we chilled out. So my mom had just passed away, so she was, you know, checking on me. Say hello.
Hello.
Let me show you. Alright. You want some more? Alright, go ahead. Close the door. So, she cooked me something. And she's like, alright, I'm gonna see you in the morning. You know, stop fucking with that shit, you know. She's like, if you feel funny, come on over by me. You can sleep on my sofa. And hopefully, you know, you'll be alright. You'll be safe. Alright? Alright, no big deal. So, it was weird because that night, I think she had told the person upstairs. And he came down, the guy, he was like, hey, come up here and shoot the breeze with me. And my friend, we just shooting the breeze. I'm like, alright, cool. I go up there, we're shooting the breeze. They're smoking cigarettes. And I'm just standing there like, because I wish I was a smoker, because I would have asked, you know, for a couple of them Joes, so I can fucking, you know, feel at ease and at peace. And it's like, all right, man, well, you want to spend the night up here, bro? I'm like, no, I'm good, I'm good. I'm going back downstairs. Him and his friend, and the girl that was living with them, they were like, you can stay up here, it's cool, you know. I'm like, no, I think y'all know what's going on, and y'all just feeling pity, and I don't, you know, like the whole pity thing. I can handle it. I go back downstairs. My sister called me. She's like, you alright? I'm like, I'm fine. Everything's good. I'm gonna, you know, go to sleep. Ain't nothing gonna happen. And my sister's like, well, me and Dave will come by and, you know, spend the night with you. I'm like, nah, that's cool. Everything's gonna be good. Nothing gonna be wrong with me. So, I lay down. I had and my friend who lives across the street, right on my back, you know, God's property. Jesus saves. You know, I got my Jesus Saves t-shirt on. I got these Jesus Died For Me draws that I got out the French Quarter. And I lay down and go to sleep. Yeah. nothing happened. No matter whatever it is, it did that shit to me for 2 hours. It got what it wanted. And it's probably just done. It don't want to fuck with me. I'm good. It goes to sleep. I got one more fucking month on my lease. And I mean, I'm telling you, like, this happened in the first 3 months of me living there. The 4th month and the 5th month was fabulous. It was like I was, I never stopped wearing my Jesus Save shirt. I never got, tired of somebody writing, God's property on my back. I'm writing this shit on my foot. Everything is good. Everything is good. I'm okay. Everything is good. I'm okay. 2 months. Everything is good. I'm comfortable. Alright. It's the 6th month. I'm sitting there talking to Candy. I'm like, you know what? I think I might stay. Take another, 6 months with you. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, stay. And it's like, cool, because my boyfriend had been praying for you every night. Making sure, I'm like, oh, we got a prayer warrior in here. Good. I go over there. I'm like, hey, man, what's up? He's like, hey, I'm Edward. I know I was living there. I'm like, I kind of heard, stuff at night. Let me know that somebody was here. Unless what's going on with me, what's going on over there. But he's like, nah, ain't none of that shit going on. But he's like, yeah, I'm praying for you, man. I know how shit goes. And every night I pray for you and stuff. So, you don't have no worries, man. No worries. Alright, cool. I signed up my lease and I paid my 6 months. And whatever it was like, I'm in my 6th month. It was, he's there. He's the prayer warrior. He looking out for me. Him and Camden got to the point where they write this shit on me. And then we pray, and then I go in my it was a studio. It was in the bathroom, kitchen, and the living room. That was the bedroom. And I hadn't gotten any furniture yet. I'm still, kind of just vegging. Just, living like I don't live here, but I do live here. And, everything's good. One night, Edward's like, come on, it's time, because it was all good. Everything was good. It's like, this is the 8th month. Nothing's going on. I feel safe. I can sit down and think about my mom here and there. Everything is good. I met a girl, She ain't living with me, but I met a girl. And we're having a good time. And, it was like, one night he was like, all right, man, I'm gonna go ahead on, pray for you. We're gonna write this shit on your back. He didn't cuss, but I cussed. And we're gonna write this shit on your back. We're gonna, go ahead and lay down and go to sleep. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm like, where's Sandy? He's like, oh, well, she's out of town. She'll be back tomorrow. And, it's just us down here and, the people upstairs. And everybody knows what's going on with me. So, everybody would kind of, all right, you gonna be all right? You gonna be all right? Yeah, cool. And that was like, all right, well, good night. He goes into their part of the house. I go into my part of the house. Everybody upstairs in their part of the house. And this is like the 8th or 9th month of me living there. And that night, it didn't happen to me. It happened to him. hear, I'm running in there, and you know, I'm like knocking on the door and shit, trying to get in there, you know, get in his apartment, his part of the house, and I'm like, you all right, you all right, you all right? And it's like 20 minutes, and then you know, I kind of open the door, and I push it, and I see him going through what I had been going through. And he's like, this. And he's looking over. I can't even fucking see what it is that he's looking at, but he got the look of terror in his eyes like there is something right there and it's got me down. And I go and I grab him, and then he gets up and he fucking runs out of there. I mean, like, he fucking ran out of the whole fucking place. He left that fucking door open. He was one of them cats that sleep half naked. He was the fucking he was out of there. He was fucking on the side of the street. He was like, please go in there and get my keys. Now this is the prayer warrior. He's like, please go in there and get my keys. Please go in there and get my keys for me. Come on, let's go in there and get them together, because I don't know exactly where your shit at. Like, look, my shit, look, because the dude didn't cuss. He's like, look, my shit is next to the bed. All my clothes are on the floor. And my keys are in the pocket. Just go in there and get my keys. Your boy from upstairs and Angela, they come downstairs and they're like, what the fuck is going on? Because it looked like somebody ran out of a place. The door is wide open that leads into the house, and Edward's outside, and he's, you know, he's shriveled up like a motherfucker because it's cold. It's happened to be one of the cold nights in New Orleans, and he's like, please, please, please go in there and get my keys. Please, PK, go get my keys. I'm like, all right, I'm going in here to get your keys. And Angela's like, well, I'm gonna come with you. I'm gonna go in there and get the keys with you. We go in there. It doesn't seem like what I saw. But it looked like something crazy went on. So we get in there, we get his pants, his shirt, and his keys are in the pants. Angela grabs the keys. And I kid you not, when she stuck her hand out to get the keys, she did this. And I'm like, what the fuck? Well, get the fucking keys, let's go. And she's like, all right, well, fuck, let me get them. And she did this again, and she's like, her hand started looking like it was just shaking. It's just like, hold on 1 second. You don't want the chicken? You don't want it? Want some drink? Then come on. You gotta close the door if you're gonna sit with me. So she grabbed the key, she grabbed at the keys, and her hands are doing this. I grab at the fucking keys, and my hands are doing this. Her old man comes in, he grabs at the fucking keys, his hand is doing this, so he gets a fucking stick, he started hitting the fucking keys out the door, and we're thinking, okay, if we get the keys out of the house, then we should be fucking fine. We can't get the keys out of the fucking apartment area. And he's hitting the fucking keys, and they keep going back. He hit the keys out the fucking door, and they go back. He hit the keys out of the door again, and they go right fucking back. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but I'm going upstairs to my fucking apartment because I'm done with y'all with this bullshit. So he gets the fuck out of there. That night, my sister, she was out drinking in the French Quarter, so she comes over to, you know, sleep it off and then go home in the morning. She comes to my spot, and she's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, well, whatever is fucking with me is fucking with him, and he needs his keys so he can get the fuck. And my sister's like, y'all are some punk ass niggas in here. I'm going in here and get these keys. I'm like, you need me to come with you? She's like, what, you wasn't gonna come with me? I'm like, well, if you don't fucking need me to come with you, then I'm not gonna come with you. But if you need me, then I will be there with you. And Angela's like, yeah, because bitch, I'm not going either. And she's like, she didn't cuss, and she was white, and she's like, you know, you don't really call a black woman a bitch unless you know her. And she's like, look, bitch, I'm not going in either. And my sister looked at her like, and she's like, look, girl, I'm sorry. But a bitch gotta do what a bitch gotta do. And I don't think this is, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but y'all, something is wrong in here. And this woman is a white girl. She's white as white. And she started to be really fucking black. I don't think she has turned back white acting since then. And she's like, no, girl, fuck this. And my sister's like, y'all some punk ass bitches. And she goes in there. She comes out with the keys. She hands the keys to Edward. Edward's like, my hands are burning. I'm looking at his hands. My sister's looking at his hand. It looked like his fucking hands is burning. But he's like, fuck this. I'm going to get in my car. I'm going to leave. I'll be back in the morning. My sister goes in the apartment. And she's like, his hands was really burning. And I'm like, yeah, because something is in here. She's like, that's bullshit. He can't start his car. He ends up spending the night in the room with us, downstairs. Angela's downstairs with us. Her old man is upstairs. He's upstairs. He's smoking a joint. He comes downstairs and he says, you know, I gotta leave. He's getting his shit to go, like all of his shit. He's leaving Angela. And she's like, where the fuck you going like this? He's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here because something's weird. He's trying to leave out. As he's grabbing his shit kept dropping. Like, you know how you grab something and you know, and you just keep on dropping. He can't get out the door. He's trying to get out the door, but he can't get out the door. So, you want some? All right. So he can't get out the door. So he ends up in my apartment. All five of us in my apartment, we all sleeping. Well, not sleeping, we're praying. Angela, white girl, she don't really do all that prayer stuff. She was really into, you know, the occult kind of stuff, but not like deep in the occult. This bitch goes downstairs. She goes running upstairs. She goes get this brick dust. She's fucking doing what Dantas had did. I called Dantas. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? We can't even fucking start cars up. My sister's like, fuck y'all, I'm going to sleep. She goes to sleep. Somehow all of us end up asleep. Nothing happens. It's a new morning. I think that's the 9th month. That's the time that happened. Angela and her old man left. They didn't come back until like a week. But I think that was already planned. You want some more? I'm thinking that's already planned. They come back. Don't even fucking want to look at me. Nobody's looking at me like it's my fucking fault. I'm just fucking renting the place. It's the 11th month. I know it's the 11th month because that was the last fucking time I was there. Because what happened that night, Angela comes downstairs and she's like, you know what? I read this book. And I know a binding spell. I was like, oh, I read that book too. She's like, well, why the fuck you didn't do it? I'm like, because I'm not into this. You know, she's like, you're not into this and all this shit is happening. You're not fucking into this. I'm like, no, I'm not into this. And then she's like, okay, well, fuck it. She goes in, she's like, whatever happens, I'm spending the night down here with you. Her old man's like, yeah, y'all can do that. It's cool because he want to go to sleep. And she's like, okay. She slept on my futon. I slept on the pad on the floor. We all, you know, they wrote the stuff on my body again. I got my Jesus shirt, Save shirt on. Fuck, everybody in the fucking room got on the Jesus Save shirt because, you know, we all scared now. like 1:11. I had been asleep since 12:20 something. It was like 1:11. I get up to go use the restroom. I know it's 1:11 because when I got up, I looked over at my phone and I saw it was 1:11. I look over, I see Angela. She making kind of movements and shit. I'm like, oh well, whatever. I'm not gonna fuck with this woman because I don't want nothing weird to happen. You know, I want it to look weird, and whole man comes downstairs, and then it looked like me and her doing something when we weren't. So I go to the bed, and it's like literally my bathroom is on my left hand side, my kitchen's on my right hand side, my room where my entertaining room is just in the center. I turn the air conditioner down because it's a summer month. I go in the kitchen, I get some apple juice, and I come back from the living room, and Angela's standing up, and she's talking, like she's doing this, and I look over, and she's looking at something as if it's there. I'm looking at her like I don't see nothing. She's looking at something as if it's there, and I'm looking at her and I don't see nothing. So I'm like, I'm gonna stand outside, and she turns around like, don't break the door. I'm like, don't break the fucking door? What the fuck you mean don't break the door? Because she done put salt in front of the fucking door. My baby. She done put some fucking kind of salt in front of the door jam. And she's like, don't break the door. I'm like, okay, this thing got real fucking wild. Real fucking fast. And I look up and I'm looking around, and now she's got salt in front of my bathroom. She got salt in front of my kitchen. She's got salt, and then she's running over with this fucking salt, and she encircled me in a circle with her. And I'm standing there like, what the fuck is going on? Next thing I know, I can smell something. And it smells fucking hot. I'm looking at the kitchen and there's nothing cooking because I don't cook, using the stove and shit. There's nothing on in there. I had a hot fucking plate. There's nothing on in there. My hot plate is not on. The air conditioner is putting out really fucking cold air. It is cold as a motherfucker in this room. And it smells like something is hot and burning. She's like, you smell the bitch? I'm like, smell the bitch? I'm like, what the fuck are you doing in here? She's like, I'm binding this fucking whore. And next thing I know, whatever it was on me. And it was giving me some. I'm laying on the floor. Whatever it was and slammed me on the floor. And it's riding me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Angel's like, get what you came for, bitch. Get what you came for. And I'm laying on the floor, and I'm like, I'm paralyzed. And I'm like, help me, help me, help me. And the fucking thing is on me, giving me some. And I'm trying to step outside of my body at this point because too much weird shit done went down. And then Angela's like, get out of here, and I bind you, and all this here, and said the whole thing. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to recite any of that fucking shit because that next fucking day I was the fuck out of there. I left all my shit. I did not go back for anything. I left all my Jesus Save shirts. Really, the truth of the matter is I had already been planning on getting the fuck out of there, so I had a lot of my shit at the job. My guitar, all of that shit, I left. I got the fuck out of there. I felt violated. And all right, so anyway, I'll see you guys next time. I'm thinking of making some nachos. But anyway, those are my crazy stories. And if you guys are interested in my crazy stories from when I was living in New Orleans, I have lots of them. And they're all interesting. And I'll be back eating again. And I hope you guys had a good time too. And hopefully we can get together and eat again. That's all I can handle on this. I like my Mountain Light. So y'all have a good one. So y'all have a good one, and good night. See you in 2 days, 2 or 3 days. If this one works out, then I'll definitely put another one up. But this was my my chicken breast and chicken wings mukbang. Y'all have a good one.